continuing my ride across the island. Last time I went from Clarenville all the way across the island to Stephenville, and now today I'm leaving Stephenville and heading down to the island of Ramea. The night I spent in Stephenville, I stayed with the O'Brien family, dear friends of mine, and I left their home early in the morning and headed on down the highway, headed out through Stephenville. As you can see from the video, I had to cross an old airstrip. It's an old U.S. military base, air base there, and the road is built right across the old tarmac. In fact, that tarmac was one of the emergency landing spots for the space shuttle program. In case of emergency, that was one of the landing spots that was long enough they could land a space shuttle. Anyway, never did happen, but it was one of the emergency landing spots. Headed on down to from Stephenville down to Burgeo, where I had to catch the ferry. In order to do that, I had to head out from Stephenville back to the Trans-Canada Highway, turn back north on the Trans-Canada Highway for a few kilometers, and then I turned down to the right to head south, southeast on the Burgeo Highway. If I remember correctly, it's about 146 kilometers from the turnoff at the Trans-Canada Highway till you arrive in Burgeo. In that 146 kilometers, there is absolutely no services. There is a place called Peter Strides where there's a few cabins, sort of a cabin community. I think there's a bit of a restaurant there sometimes of the year. But other than that, there's really no services at all. There's no gas, anything. You better make sure your tank is full on your bike when you head down there. The road is not awesome condition. There's a lot of potholes, and they're doing a lot of work on it when I was there. But it was a great ride. As you can see, it's a scenic, beautiful, beautiful ride down through that area. When you first turn off, you're winding your way through the mountains for the first probably half of the trip. You're winding your way through the mountains, and it's just gorgeous scenery. There's river valleys and the trees and the hills, and it's just gorgeous area. I didn't realize how beautiful this area of the island was. I'd never been down that road before. I got to Burgeo, got there a bit early for the ferry, waited around, but I finally did catch the ferry. The ferry's name is the Gallipoli, and it's been on that run for many, many years. It's not a large ferry, but it is, I believe it's the largest coastal ferry that we have here in the island. It runs to these islands, small islands off the coast. Anyway, got on the Gallipoli, left Burgeo, headed the 9 miles across the water to the island of Ramea. What a wonderful time. I was greeted by family when I arrived in Ramea, though I couldn't see a thing until we were just almost right on top of the wharf before I could see. But when I got off the ferry, some family was there, met them, followed them to their house, which wasn't very far because Ramea is not very big. And what a wonderful time. I arrived on a Tuesday evening, about 7:15 or so, and it was foggy and rainy that night. All Wednesday, the fog was just socked in. And you can see from the tour around the island that it really it was socked in. We drove all over the island in my cousin's car and looked all over the place. It was just gorgeous. Even in the fog, it had an eerie charm to it. Maybe eerie's not the right word, but that misty, foggy look to it. And it was great. I had such a great time with family. You know, it was foggy, but you know, reconnecting with these family members was wonderful. You know, I had met some of them 40 years ago when I was 13 years old, and many of them didn't even remember that particular time, and I was wondering why didn't they remember. But it was pretty easy to know why. For me and my family, we took the trip. We made a big effort and a big family vacation out of it to go to the island, and we were only there a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, and we went to their territory, we went to their home, and us coming was only a blip on the radar. They didn't have to travel anywhere. It wasn't a big event for them like it was me. But it doesn't really matter anyway. But we got reacquainted with them, and we had a wonderful time. Oh, did I eat? Oh, the food was tremendous. I had moose soup the first night. The desserts were amazing. Had so many other things. And when it came time to leave, my cousin made me lobster sandwiches for the road. Oh my, I thought I'd died and gone to heaven. What a wonderful meal. I ate a lot. The diet went completely out the window. But the last morning there, the Thursday morning, the ferry was to leave at 11. I got on the bike and I went around the island. The sun had come out, and I went and climbed the hill, as you can see, and got a look all around the island. You can see the town of Ramea. You can see back onto the main part of the Newfoundland. The GoPro doesn't see it, but you can see all the way to Burgeo, where the ferry docks. You can see all of that from that vantage point. What a wonderful view. And got to see it in all its glory, and really hated to leave. The Bible says in Psalm 23, verse 1, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake." You know, this trip to Ramea was a wonderful time. It was, to me, like being in green pastures, and I did experience still waters, for which I'm thankful for. God gave me the time of rest and restored my soul during that time. It was a great time to be with family. It was a great time to rest, and I just really appreciate the fact that God gives us what we need, even in a trip on a motorcycle across an island in the North Atlantic. I caught the ferry back to Burgeo, and put the bike back on, got on the boat, and we set sail. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. I stood out on the bow of the Gallipoli the entire way from Ramea back to Burgeo. I was on the bow until pretty much we were at the wharf. On the way back, we could see sunfish, numerous sunfish laying on the surface, and we watched those as we come past them, or even bump them sometimes. They didn't seem to care, but it was just a great trip. And on the way back up the Burgeo Highway, I was just so thrilled, and just thanking God for what a tremendous trip. Thanking God for the family I have there. Thanking God for allowing me to have a great trip and avoiding the rain. During that trip, there was a ton of rain in certain places, but never where I was. I think I had 2 little showers, and that was it. There was no rain, even though there had been rain, and there were lots of thunderstorms and rain around the area. When I was there, they weren't there, and when I was gone from there, they got there. I mean, it was just a crazy time, but God took care of me, gave me a wonderful trip, and come back with great memories. God certainly blesses us, and I needed a time to rest and relax, and I certainly got it, and I thank God for the time that he gave me in Ramea. I hope the video was a blessing to you today. I hope you enjoyed the scenery. I hope you enjoyed this time. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you've never subscribed to Cruisin' the Narrow Road, please do so. And make sure that you click the little bell icon so you're notified when any new videos come up. May God bless you. Have a great day.